Welcome to the most anticipated match of the day. I am Coachable, here to give you some coachable moments. Today we're going to be talking about the Abomination focused build. In this build we have the first grouping you want to use, if you can, if it's up and ready for you, is Abomination with Frostwolf Shaman and Darkspirit Trolls. Darkspirit Trolls is kind of the third one and last one in this grouping, just because Frostwolf Shaman and Abomination together make Abomination really hard to counter, because Frostwolf Shaman can heal, and when they heal, it gives armor to Abomination. And then Darkspirit Trolls is just the damage dealer in that grouping. The second grouping you want to go with is Plague Farmer and Ghoul, and you can use this one in another lane just to be a pest. So Ghoul and Plague Farmer, the only real counter with that, or a good counter to that, is anything aerial. So the first grouping you want to try and get to on a rotation is Abomination, Frostwolf Shaman, and then Darkspirit Trolls if you can, and then go with Ghoul and Plague Farmer after that. If you need to do Ghoul and Plague Farmer first just to get the rotation set up, by all means go for that. Now Skeletons is used, or I use it primarily to get rid of the enemy's miner. You can also use it as a support, or just use it as a miner destroyer. Or if you need to capitalize on a lane, you can also do that. Baron isn't used too much in this build, primarily just to capitalize on a boss or capitalize on a lane. Or if, for instance, if the enemy uses Baron Rivendare, you can definitely swap out Abomination for Baron, and that way, since Baron is a single target, it does a lot more damage to Abomination, so you can swap them out and use Baron as in the grouping 1. But if not, then Baron isn't used too much in this build. Now with this build, I also like swapping between Killbore and Skeletons. Quillbore is just, he's tankier. But he's also a single target, so it just really depends on if there's enemies around their Cobalt miner, then Quillbore's kind of hit and miss. If there's no enemies, then Quillbore's great, but if you use Skeletons when there are multiple enemies, then the Skeletons have a higher chance of attacking the Cobalt miner. So it's just give or take. I kind of like using Quillbore more just because he is more tankier, but again, if your sole focus for the Unbound is to use the Cobalt miner, then, or to kill the Cobalt miner, then it just kind of varies on any given situation. That about wraps up this build. If you're interested, go ahead, test it out for yourself, see what you think. If you like it, awesome, great, fantastic. I personally thought this was a really fun build. It's actually one of my favorites. Alright, well, that'll do it. Have a great day.